So hello everyone, I'm Tofu, we're on Gaol-Town today, and we'll be doing another build video. So this time round we're going to be building a bit of neighbourhood around the tailors. So let's move on to the area and see where I'm building, shall we? So obviously this is the area around the pawn shop that I did the previous video, but I've done a little bit of building off camera. So we've got this little street here with a little bit of a food vending area, I guess, and then we've got up the stairs. We've got a little bit of, I guess, just fenced off area, which is meant to be the top of a home or two. And yeah, this is going to be where we're doing the build. So as you can see, this will be where I place the tailors. And I'm going to have various houses and things dotted around here, just making it feel a little bit kind of clustered. And yeah, very messy, just to match the rest of the island. So I guess the first thing we're going to do is obviously put down the tailor's plot. Fantastic, and obviously now that we know just how big we're dealing with, I'm going to start the build. So first of all, I'm going to start with a fake building here, which is going to be a home. And I've got everything roughly in order. So I'm going to firstly start off with transportation stops. I did initially want to start off with the castle walls and the castle towers, which are actually in my inventory first. But if I place them down first, I won't be able to move these into position where I want them to be. So, hence why I'm doing these first. Excuse me. That's going to be the wrong way, so let's just quickly move there. Corrected myself, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, cool. Guess I'll put down the towers and then the castle walls. And naturally, as this is Crime Island and everything's just kind of dishevelled and horrible looking, we've gone for the damaged variant of the towers and the walls today. It does kind of match the rest of the kind of island, so there obviously is our abandoned prison, and I've used very much the same. So yeah, I just think it really works with this aesthetic, honestly. Looks horrible, kind of nasty. You know, just the rest of the island is as it is, honestly. So I am trying to mix up the pattern a little bit. That would typically go like that, wouldn't it? Just so that obviously you don't have the same recurring pattern all the time. Sometimes the green, I guess, algae, but moss like horribleness is just in a little bit of a different place. And I'm really struggling to put this wall down apparently, so let's try this way. Okay, that worked for some reason, but not the other way, so that's strange, but there you go. Okay, should just have a tower left, so I've messed up somehow. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? How have I done that? There is space to put down something, come on. I think what's happened is I've put the tower down in the wrong place, which has then meant all the walls are in the wrong place. So, fantastic start. Jump cut to when I have fixed this. Okay, so that was rather embarrassing. But there you go, these things happen when you're working in cramped spaces. But I want a couple of storefronts just down this edge, or I guess at least one, so let's see if I can get that into position. It's going to be interesting as to whether it actually works for me. I kind of imagine it won't, honestly, just to be a pain. Oh wow, it did work. Ah, fabulous. Okay, cool. Well, they're kind of the tricky bits for now, so I'm glad that's worked out the way it did. So I'm just going to continue to build this fake house. And obviously build up this just horrible neighbourhood. So I've got a bit of barbed wire fence, which I'm going to put down next, just because it'll be tricky to put it down otherwise. Cool. And then some... oh, I guess they should go up to the top, so I'll do that first, just because that'll be, again, very awkward if I put the front of the house up and then can't obviously deal with the rest of the home. So I wanted this to just be a similar 2-story kind of home, just because the other homes I've got dotted around are going to be a 1-story. And so I thought just a little bit of height would just make a little bit of a difference. Just make things a little bit more interesting when you're walking around, because obviously I don't want everything to look too samey. So I've just got the air conditioning units just to try and hide the fact that you could still see the retro transportation stop at the back there, and I think it's doing a decent job, especially when you have it in that view as well. So fantastic. Next we should have some simple panels which I have customized to have a similar, well, the same rusty shutter design that I used in the pawn shop build, which was my last video. I've also done this curtain petition, as you can see, and yeah, it's in the same rusty shutter kind of design. Again, I just wanted it to be a little bit different. And we have a ruined arch just to push into the front of it. Kind of giving the impression that there was a bit more of a grand building in front at some point on this island's lifespan, but obviously everyone's just let their buildings and everything else crumble away and just turn nasty and horrible. And yeah, just really kind of hitting that vibe of just dishevelled and ramshackle and, you know, everything we come to love and know on this crime island. Okay, I then have a few just various bits and bobs which I'm going to just throw down. That is not the way I want that, so unfortunately I'm going to have to place this down here and then push it all the way up. Just that's the only way I can do it now that I've put the Able sisters there. Yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the crime island. Obviously we're nearing closer to the end. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another build regarding Gaol-Town. This might be the last big build, honestly, and then just the rest of the island will be built off camera. Just because I'm not really sure what I want to do with the beaches, certainly, but the area that will be Marlowe's home and then Monique's house around that area, and I need to place the museum as well and just make it seem like a nicer place to live, because I want, obviously, with Marlowe being the mafia don, the mafia boss, and he's trying to look after his girlfriend Monique, they should live in a nice space. And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to kind of work that in at the moment, but you know, I'll work something out. I just don't know if it will be too tedious a job to do it on camera. But yeah, if obviously I do end up building a lot of stuff off camera, I'll make sure to do a massive tour of the island and obviously go through the lore while we're at it, and just show off everything that you haven't seen. Okay, so I have a couple of items left, so I guess we'll put the trash bags here, and this will be on the corner, excuse me, the corner of the next home build. And we've got decorative bottles and a tire toy. I guess tire toy will live here. We'll just spin that around, and the decorative bottles will be on this area here. So again, this will be another corner of a home we're going to build. And we'll just really kind of close this area. This is going to be the entrance, obviously, to the tailors. So I want it to feel a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit just, yeah, like I said, nasty and horrible, just like the rest of the island. But obviously my inventory is now empty, so I'm going to have to run off and gather more furniture. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're back. And as I'm just going to be building more fake buildings, and very similar style to the fake buildings I've done previously, I'm just going to talk about the next island that I'm possibly going to be doing. So I would like a little bit of input from yourselves, but I have thrown it out there that I would maybe like to do a rainbow themed island. And I guess that would mostly be trying to collect various villagers of different colours. And yeah, we'll still try and get villagers that I don't tend to have. But I have made a small list of all the various, I guess, villagers from the different colours. And I guess we'll start off with pink, shall we? And I'm looking for maybe Claudia, Freckles, Nana, Polo, or truffles. Again, I've never had any of them, so it would be interesting to maybe get one of them. As for red, I'll be looking for Cherry, Sid, Octavian, Rudy, and maybe Hazel? I don't know if she counts as red or orange. Because her fur's mostly orange, I guess, but then she has got the red hair. So she might work for both, I'm not sure. Obviously, I have had both Cherry and Rudy. Rudy is on Utopia at the moment. But they would be both good starters to get. So that's kind of the reason why they'd be on the list. Orange, I was thinking of maybe Drift, Maggie, Soleil, Teddy, or Watts Jr. I've not had any of those before. I want to put down a gazebo, so sorry. And I'm obviously in the way, so... Oh, I'm failing. There we go. Just about in the right place. Spin that around. Fabulous. Okay, yeah. Other villagers, we'll go with the yellow colouring. And I was thinking of Annabelle, Benjamin, Fred, Graham, Leonardo, or Tammy. Again, not had any of those before, so you can see a general theme that's kind of emerging here, can't you? Just before I get distracted, I want this castle gate. Again, just kind of giving that feeling of a little bit of claustrophobia as you're walking down this, I guess, alleyway, but I don't know, walkway is probably a better way of saying it. But there will be a house over here as well, just making you feel a little bit more kind of closed in. Anyway, back onto the villagers. I was thinking for green, maybe Anacotti, Jambet, Lyman, I can't read my own writing, which is terrible, Opal, and maybe Murphy. So my wife's had Murphy, and he looks like a cool kind of character, but I've never had him myself, so yeah, would be cool to give him a try. Blue, there's quite a lot of blue characters I would be interested in, and a lot of them are lazy boys, honestly. But there's Ace, Axel, Hugh, Hornsby, Pierce, or Stu. Stu's one of those characters, much like Hornsby, that certainly used to come up a lot during my villager hunts, and even though I was actually interested in getting Hornsby at one point, he just didn't turn up at the right time. So it was always really early in the villager hunt, and so I always ignored him, which was a bit of a shame because I would have liked to have him, especially on Tanglewood, and then he just didn't really suit for this island. So yeah, maybe gets a final chance on Rainbow Island, which, by the way, I have no idea what I would call it. So if anyone can think of a cool name, then yeah, just drop it down in the comments below, I guess. I'm really struggling with this scaffolding, so hopefully I can get it around this time. Cool, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to put another load of the retro transportation stops this way, because if I don't do it now, I will struggle massively later. So as far as the rainbow villagers are concerned, we've got purple, white, black and brown left. As far as purple, I was thinking Cleo, Megan, Queenie, Rod, Sydney or Violet. Violet's one of those characters that I'm not particularly interested in, but it would kind of work for a villager I've never had before. But there's some kind of nice characters in the mix with a lot of these kind of little mini lists, I guess. As for white, I was thinking Chevra, Cranston, Flurry, Tia, Tiffany or Whitney. For black characters, I guess if I possibly have Chevra, I would have to have Nan. But you've got Cole, Humphrey, Ken or Roscoe also on the list. And then for brown characters, I was thinking Clay, Ellie, Ike, Peck or Crackle or Spork if you're from the other side of the pond. And we're nearly done with this last little bit of the home, so just going to throw this retro transportation stop down. It's not in the right place because of course it's not, but let's just struggle our way into position. Fantastic. And as there is a single space, which is kind of annoying, but I've got a simple panel which I'm just going to place there. Good stuff. So now, honestly, it's just a little bit of set decoration, so I'm going to be putting some things in this walkway. I need to obviously fill this space here behind the first home, and then skip forward a day so that the tailors are actually in position. So again, another jump cut to when I've gathered the furniture, and onto the last part of the build. Okay, so I'm firstly just going to start with this little space here, and first thing I'm going to do is get the block fencing and place it in the wrong position apparently. Typical. Okay, we're good. So I must admit I did see someone that on YouTube that I'm not particularly following has done or started a Rainbow Island, and I must admit it kind of put me off a little bit. But then I decided that, you know, even though the theme is the same, or it's going to be similar, we're clearly not going to have the same builds and not going to go through the same process. So I thought, why not, and just carry on with my idea. Because the only other idea I've got for an island would be a, I guess, roulette island. So I would, every kind of decision I would make as to villagers that I would hunt for would be done on a roulette wheel. So if I was going for a specific personality, or if I was going for a villager of a certain colour, things like that, I would just spin a wheel. As for like when I'm actually designing the island, I would put various themes on and then spin for that. So that could be an idea. But yeah, I guess just let me know what you guys think and what you'd prefer to see, honestly, because I'm not really opposed to either idea. Okay, so again, just want to make this area pretty kind of cozy, I guess, for want of a better word, but I would say messy is probably a better word. Cool, so I love the tyre stacks. I haven't had that many tyres to do that, and I still don't have the recipe, so yeah, whenever I get the chance to take some off of a treasure island, I do. I want to use a bit more of the block fencing that we've got. I'm not sure why I've got so much barbed wire on me, but there you go. I guess it's good to be prepared. And as this is Crime Island, we obviously need something that's a bit kind of creepy and crime-like going on, so we're going to have this skeleton here. And this is the obvious murder weapon, or you would have to assume. But just so people don't get too freaked out, we're going to place a tiki torch so you can't really get there. But yeah, it's got very similar vibes to the chalk outline of Zipper that was unalived, shall we say, on the island, which was a much earlier build that I did. But yeah, I don't really like Zipper, and so I was more than happy to have that as an inclusion on the island. I've got a single wheat field left, so let's just place it here. I did have this vine, which just made it easier to get up here earlier while I was taking down trees, and honestly I kind of like it there. It's just another little way to, yeah, avoid things on the island. It gives the vibes that, you know, if you're running away from possible police, you could climb up the vines and then almost parkour your way just out of the reach of the cops. But that's pretty much it, guys. That is my build. It's a bit of a short one today, but yeah, I kind of like the vibes that we're going for. I feel it suits the rest of the island down to a T. So last thing we're going to do is obviously jump forward a day and have the Able sisters move in. So I'll see you there. Oh, it's Beardo's birthday. Happy birthday! Okay, so sorry about that quick diversion, but here is the finished article with obviously the tailors now moved in. So we've got the 2 homes, very claustrophobic feeling, just a alleyway, and yeah, the Able sisters just tucked in between these 3 kind of derelict homes. It's a shame the Able sisters looks so nice in its own way. I mean, obviously, you know, it's great that it looks nice for them, but it doesn't really suit the aesthetic of the island with it being this nice. Kind of the same with the museum, which is why I'm probably going to have the museum with Marlo and Monique's area, where it's all going to be lovely, and yeah, he's obviously treating her right. So guys, that is my Able Sisters neighbourhood build. Hopefully you enjoyed what I did. It's a bit of a short video today, but like I said, I had an idea for this area when it comes to Monique's house, and obviously Marlo, the museum, and the beaches as well. To be honest, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing, so I'm probably going to be building them off camera, but I'll make sure to do a final tour of the island once it's complete, so you don't feel like you're missing out. Also, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has suggested any Animal Crossing or Pokemon related channels for me to check out on YouTube. I'll be making sure I go through each and every one of your suggestions and seeing who I like. Also, massive thank you to everyone that has watched this video and obviously made it this far into the video. If you enjoyed what I did, please hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Hopefully you join me in the next video, which is going to be something a little bit different, so hopefully you're looking forward to that. But until the next video, I want to say thank you and have a good one. Cheers guys.